Hey guys, welcome back. It's Dot. We are in Dotoran's bases, and today we want to venture out to my southern base. So you'll see from my F3 screen we are facing south, right near gate I of my city. So I'm going to turn off F3, and if we take a look at the compass that I'm holding, you'll see that the red arrow in this position is slightly off to the left of straight down. So if we want to make sure that we stay south, we want to kind of be in this neck of the woods on our compass. All right? So say goodbye to the city again as we venture out to see what I did out south. This time, we're starting with some daylight, so maybe that'll be a little easier. I also forgot to eat, so my health isn't the greatest right now, so we're going to have to be a little carefuler. I'm going to veer to the right a little bit because I happen to know that my base is off this way a little bit. I changed the way that the entrances to my city worked, and the actual exit that I would have exited to go to that base was actually right where that beacon tower is. So I want to come off to the left a little bit before we straighten out again. Oh, that's a pretty... Yeah, this area here was Creeper Central a little while. See, a lot of people... See, again, this is outside of my city, so that idea of players wanting to leave to venture out. Lots of people. Interesting place to put a workbench. All right, so now I think we're pretty good. We'll just venture out this way. Because I don't have much food strength, which actually might be a problem for us, we may need to find some food. And I'm hoping you guys are good. Yes, you are. Okay. I don't know if we're going to have enough to get there. I'm going to purposely not sprint. Sprinting uses up the food bar faster, and I would rather not take that chance. So we'll hold off on that. Look at the Enderman in a tree. That's a new one. Not sure what's going on here. Is it a beacon? It must be a beacon for somebody. Look, you can see a desert temple off to the right that has been plundered. You can see the little dirt structure just to the right of the main temple to tell us that somebody's been there. This world has been around for quite a while, and we have not stayed to the city. I mean, we have gone thousands and thousands of blocks out in almost every direction. So there is not a lot that hasn't been discovered. When 1.6 came out, the horse update, everybody was so excited to play around with the horses. Well, the thing is, any already explored plains biome would not spawn horses. So, we have had to go quite a distance in order to find them. The base I'm just finishing up now is my northeast base, and I had to travel another 1,000 blocks just to find where I could get some horses. So I was able to find horses there. And you can, in the distance, see my protective wall for my southern base. And you'll notice that is made out of sandstone, because this particular base borders a desert and a jungle. And before I go inside, let's come up here a minute. Go way up on top of this little hill. There we go. Get a little higher. Yeah, there we go. In this particular base, my house is a tree house. But the majority of the base exists in the desert. Okay? The wall that keeps the bad guys out is almost identical to the one you saw at my northern base. This time I decided to go a little different. There are no full pillars on this wall. These two are in line with each other. And then you have the lip. Just something a little different to toy around with. If I come down here to a door, I'll point out the positioning. I had mentioned in the northern base episode, this line right here, it's at the top half of the second block up, is the eye level of the bad guys. Provided you are on the same level as that, you won't get shot. Well, in this particular base, and I'm going to go inside so we don't get shot, you'll notice that this line of sand is at the same level as the sand out there. So this is the eye level of the bad guys. But you'll notice that the way I have my base, it's actually down here. So this is a little more dangerous because if you're down here and there's, say, a skeleton out there, he can shoot you through these. So that gives you a little added bonus challenge, if you will. You can see how I've created gardens here. I think this is wheat and potatoes, I believe. Yeah, we got carrots and potatoes. And again, water running right under these half slabs. Or another idea I played around with was using lily pads right on the water so that you could very easily walk across it. This is also great for another reason, because when you harvest, they don't fall in the water. So everything stays on the same level and it's much easier to harvest. This tree here is not meant to be anything in particular. This tree is my jungle tree garden. And you'll see that I've been collecting saplings and jungle wood right in here. And since we've got time in this episode, I'm going to show you a neat trick that I learned on harvesting one of these things. Over here we've got a cocoa garden, but you'll notice it's 2 blocks above ground. So this level here is 3 blocks above ground. Reason being is if I take a few of these torches out, guess who comes to visit? The Enderman. And this is a safe spot to be. So you come out here, you whack the Enderman, you run under here. You're safe under here. It's 3 wide, which means you can come to within 2 and he can't hit you. And you just sit here and bang, 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 and you hit him until he's dead. Thought that was kind of cool. I can hear the bad guys out there. It sounds like they're dying for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know where they are exactly. Oh, I know. It could be down here. One of these staircases goes down to, yeah, right here. At the end of this water channel is a zombie spawner that I came across. So I was able to bring them over here. It's actually a fair distance away. You can see where I am here. This is the house here. The spawner is actually at the far end down there, and I'll show you that in a second. This is just a doorway, and I want to be careful here because I don't want to meet up with any friends. A doorway out, and I had discovered, and I don't know how I did it over here. I think I want to say it's that pillar. Let me just see. What is this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this pillar. I didn't do anything with this, but if I was to take this pillar out and go straight down, there's another zombie spawner down there. And I had gotten the idea that this is, this is a desert area. I was going to make a big room out of glass and create a water elevator that would cause all the zombies to come up into this room. And then I would simply let the sunlight kill them and work that advantage. Now over here, and this has been a while since I've been here, but I think, yeah, I forgot what's down there. There's something else down there too. But I want to come back in here. Oh, I want to, this is a weird thing here. Watch this cow. He has been doing this ever since I built this base. I can't go over there and kill him. I have tried going in all sorts of different places. I hacked away leaves. Originally he was down here, and I thought the leaves were doing it, so I hacked away the leaves, and he just got higher. So he's a pet of mine. You can see here evidence that I had found the spawner. All right, let's come on up. Before we go in the house, let's come back over here to the far end. This is actually where we came in. We came into the base over here, but we actually came from this direction. Over here, I think, is where I had cows, but I got rid of them all. And then I've got my chickens and my sheep. There are no pigs living in this area. So here's the way out. But you'll notice a trap door right here. And this was the in to that spawner, and I don't have a chest in here, do I? No. So really, the other side of this wall is where that zombie spawner was. So you can get an idea. I mean, that was a fair distance away from where I actually wanted them brought. That's roughly right under here. Right about here is where the actual spawner is. And then I was using water channels to bring them all the way to this position over here. And then come down here, and if anybody dies, boom, I just picked up a few more. You see? There they are. Can you figure out how they're dying? There he is. Do you notice he's on fire? Yeah. Right behind here is a lava blade. And you can see the flash right there? I just walk in the corner, I pick it up. A very safe and easy way to grab food. This is one of the bases where one of my main food sources was the rotten flesh. Well, if we come to the back end here, we've got a couple more exits in the back and over there, as we saw. And then using vines, I love the vines. They just kind of wrap down off of this house. It really looks wild. You can come up this vine right here, and it's kind of nice because I have like a 90-degree angle in here. And I'm just going to go all the way to the top before we do anything else. And this takes us to the very top of that jungle tree, where I've created a little canopy for myself where we can actually see out and get an incredible view. You see that? And if you want an even better view, you just kind of stand up here. You can see out. And this tree is in a really weird position. If you take a look at the leaves, see how they kind of look brown? That's because, and again, I don't want to use my F3 to give it away, give the position away, but this area right here is desert. On the far side, where it's really bright green, that's part of the jungle biome. And you can actually see, let's see down there, okay? I think those are torches down there, but they're not mine. I think they're torches. They might be yellow flowers, but it looks like they're casting light. So, I don't know. Maybe if we have time, we'll check that out. Okay, so now let's actually go down to the main room. This was actually the first room that I created off of this tree. And you'll notice that the floors, if you take a look at this block here, the floors are made out of half slabs. And I did that on purpose because bad guys cannot spawn on half slabs. And then you'll notice I can walk right up to the glass and peek down at what's down there. So this was really easy. I just put a block of dirt here, then put a block of dirt over here, and then built off of that block of dirt the glass panes to just kind of come off a little bit. And it allows you a very easy way to see what is right below you. You see that? Okay. Again, here is my bed, and I had to use blocks because you can't put a bed on half slabs. This is a jukebox because I had found a music disc. This is called Weight. And again, basic storage. The second song, Chirp. Kind of neat. All right, let's head down another level. Here we go. Remember, organized storage. Okay. That's kind of more like odds and ends, really. There we go. There's a little bit of order. So it just kind of wraps around the tree to create storage. See that? Okay, if I come back here, remember what was the last item we needed for it to be supposedly complete? The enchantment room. Here it is. Now look at this one. The bookcases come right out to the same level as the enchantment table. Yet the back is solid. See that? It still has the ability to produce 30 enchants, and I don't have something I can actually enchant, but it actually works perfect. Do you see these torches right here? If you position an item in this area that surrounds the table, you can create enchants that are less than 30. So you can go ahead and get all the leather and the paper and bookcases that you need to create a full enchantment room. But if all you have is, say, 6 XP or something, just come in here and pop some torches. It's the easiest thing. And then it'll lower your enchantment numbers. Okay? And oh, there's one more thing I wanted to show you. Can't really notice it, but if I come over here, I've got a hidden chest back here. And if you point right in the right position, you can get at my goodies chest. Okay? I know, guys, I know what I've got down here, so please don't take them from me. But that's where I decided to hide all my goodies. And how many of you noticed when I first walked in that that was even over there? Kind of a neat way to hide it. Although I have to tell you, in fancy graphics, when you can see through the leaves, that's kind of weird. To be able to do that. You can tell it's a little harder to see because there's more than one set of leaves down there. Okay, all right, now we're going to come back down because I got a couple more things I want to show you here. If you come over here, kind of hidden away over here, is another tree and a staircase that leads us down to my branch mine. Now I decided to toy around with an idea. In our last episode, I pointed out a house that I said, one of my other users had built, and I helped him to add something to a mine of his. Well, I took the same idea and I used it in this base. And here's the way that it works. First of all, if you want to go to a particular level, and I'll go into creep here, you just jump into this hole, and you're going to notice water down here. There are a series of water stops in this one hole. Well, it says, if we come over here, it says all up for the bedrock level. So if all three of these switches are in the up position, and I was to walk into this hole, I would fall all the way down to this level here, which is where I found all the diamonds that I needed. I actually had incredible luck down. Actually, I think it was the second passage. I found just a ton of diamonds. And yeah, I didn't even need to use those. And then your ladder to come all the way up. And I also went one step further. If I come back down here for a minute, the water stop is here, and 2 blocks over is a ladder. Well, I decided, what if I was on a level and I wanted to go up to a higher level without having to go all the way to the top? So remember, the ladder is here. 2 blocks this way is the water. So what I did is I walked over to here to get to the next level. And then again, there's the water stop. Okay, so it's up here that I wanted to show you. Do you see this piece of wood? Behind this piece of wood, there's a piston. And those levers up there, when I hit one of those levers, it pushes this block of wood out to create a floor. So that when I walk into that drop hole, I would land here. And I don't think I named this, did I? And again, you can see that this is, another branch mine that heads on down. Let's go back up top and we'll toy around with one of them. What I really miss from, again, way back, maybe alpha days, but I think early beta days, were these contraptions called water ladders, which were a very quick way of getting up. That actually didn't take a ton of resources to make. All right, so let's look at what I did here. It says if I put this one down, I'll go to the level that has a ton of coal, iron, lapis, and gold. This one is for coal, iron, and gold. Notice what's missing, lapis, okay? And then this one here is down for safe diamonds, redstones, lapis, and gold. What that means is if they're all up, this takes me all the way to bedrock level, which is basically Y0. Safe diamonds, which was that level I showed you, so I'm going to flick that. And it's funny because if you listen close, all you hear is this lever. You don't hear a piston that's way down there. Let's try this one. This one's the closest one. You might be able to hear the piston. No, that's the closest one. So they're so far down. And if we had, see, I don't have a tool. I could knock into this wall and show you how that works. Maybe I'll do that in another episode. But I'm going to flick this down, and then I'm going to walk into this hole again. Now, to remember, the floor was this stone when we walked in. Let's see what happens this time. Look. This is where we were before. You see that? That piece of jungle wood pushed out to stop us on this level. Come over to the ladder. There's the bedrock level. Come over here, and it's hard to see, but you can kind of make out the grain of the wood of that store. Okay? Whoops. There it is. So now we'll go all the way back up. And we'll go to one more level. Do you notice how dark it is in here? You know, I've seen people make these things when I come down. They're like constantly putting light in here. You don't have to do that. Mobs will only spawn in darkness if there's a place for them to stand. They can't stand on a ladder. So if all you have is a hole, you know, one hole, that's not enough for them to spawn in. So you know, save your torches. You don't have to waste them that way. All right, let's try this one, which I believe is the closest one, which is right through. Oh, it's the second one. Okay, and look at this one. This one I haven't even done much with. All right, so maybe, okay, you know what? We're going to do that again. I thought this was the closest one. I wanted to see if you guys could hear the piston going. But this was actually the middle one. So we'll try the second one. We won't go down, but let's see if we, all right, so this one must be the closest. Aha, I heard it. Did you hear it? Yeah. All right, so we'll leave that down and boom. See, that was pretty close to the surface. This one I've been down. This one here you can tell. See that? You've seen me do this before. I put a block for a couple of reasons. Number one, it tells me that this one is exhausted. I've already gone down that branch and got all the goodies. But number two is that I like to leave the torches there just in case I need to come back here. But if I didn't want to do that, I could remove the torches, and this block would keep the bad guys from coming at me. If you were to put this in, if you notice, it's only on one. If you did this 3 in, so there was this one, and then one behind it, and one behind it, then not even creepers could explode next to you. You might wonder why you would want to do that. Well, you could do that for 2 reasons. Number one is you get all your torches back, and you could use them, you know, for the next branch that you want to do. But then number 2 is, think about it. Bad guys spawn where it's dark. You're down here where it's dark trying to do your mining. So if you've exhausted a few of these branches and you left them dark, you're now creating safe places for the bad guys to spawn and not kill you. So then you could be down here doing whatever it is you got to do. I just want to come down here because I thought, it's been a while since I was here. Okay, no, I thought there was one of these I had found something fun, but it wasn't this one. Yeah, then you don't have to worry about having that come back to get you. You might have also noticed that up here on the drop hole, I have one of these. Just in case. You know why? Because when I was on this ladder, you know, I'd be coming up, and then boom, I'd fall straight down again. So I got in the habit of putting that in there. Okay. All right, so that is my little strip mine, my little branch mine. And we're back to darkness, and we are not going to hike back to the city today. We're at 28 minutes. I did want to show you, I'll walk you through this instead because we won't have time. You get yourself an axe, right? And here's what you do. You walk up to one of these huge jungle trees, right? And you leave this block alone. And you dig out this block and this block. And then you jump up in there. Okay? Actually, no. You dig out 3 blocks. Yeah, 3 blocks, right? So then you jump up, and you're standing right here. So then you face the tree, you skip this one, and you dig out 3 more. And then you hop up. Then turn yourself around, dig 3 more. So basically what you're doing is you're creating a spiral staircase to the very top of the tree. And then coming out here and grabbing a hold of these branches when you come upon them. All right, so now we're at the very top of the tree, right? And the tree is 4 blocks in size. The trick is to get yourself positioned so you're right on that point that touches all 4 of the blocks. And then while you're pointing straight down with your axe, you just hold your mouse button down and cut your way all the way down without having to move. Again, the trick is to get yourself positioned right where those blocks, use creep if you have to. Get them as close to possible to where those 4 blocks touch, and then cut your way down. Kind of a neat trick. One of my old users, Adaman1212, I believe his handle was the person who told me that trick. So I give him credit because he was the one who told me. Well, we're at 31 minutes, and if we die, we die, but I want to check out something to end this episode. Somewhere over here we saw what appeared to be torchlight on the banks of the river over here. And I just want to see what this is. I'm not sure why this torch is over here. Okay, so that's funny. I said they might have been yellow flowers. Well, it turns out they were yellow flowers and 1 torch. And to be honest, I have no idea what that torch is doing there. Well, we are going to take a swim. We're going to visit our buddy, the flying cow. Where'd you go, dude? Where'd he go? Is he over here? No, he must be around the bend. Come on. There's the pig. He must be over here. Yeah, I have tried to get this cow so many times. And there he is. I don't know what he's doing. See here, I dug in here to see if I could use the water, and it does. It pushes him. But, all right. Ah, look at that. I must have took out like 15 leaves, and it didn't fix him. I take out 1 leaf, and it gets him. And now you're free, dude. I'll be dipped. Unbelievable. Alright, let's see if we can get back in here. I don't know. I don't want to do this the safe way. I know what we'll do. Let's see what was down here. Okay, I've been down here. I don't know. What did I explore down here? Alright, I stopped the water. And, aha, there it is. Oh, that's what it was. Remember I said I had discovered another... this is that tower. That tower, so right? I don't want to take it down too far. But there's the other spawner. So, it'll give me something to play around with at some point in the future. I'm going to come back up. Let's see if I can't get myself without dying, of course. Come on. Okay, well that was good. Alright, now I just want to come up here. There we go. If you're good, you can get yourself right, there we go, right on the edge of the water. Notice my bubbles are gone, so I'm not drowning. And you can kind of climb up water. I'm just holding the space bar down. But you got to be careful because when you get to the end, the current, see the current there? The current will push you off. So what I do is I wait till I'm near the top, and then I push myself into the water to get myself out. And you can see my tower over here is only 2 blocks high now. Remember it was 3? I think it was 3. Because I took that 1 piece of sand out. So yeah, if I ever come back to this base just to play around, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to get it so that the zombies come up here and get fried in the sunlight. I think that just would be a kick. Okay. All right, guys. This was my southern base, kind of centrally located in, not centrally, but in a desert near a jungle. So I kind of combined it. I used the tree to make the tree house in, and by the way, that tree was an original tree. This one I grew, but I tried to take advantage of as much as I could in the desert. Before I put this fence in, I had actually had a cactus fence, and it turned out to be more harm than it was worth because it was killing me sometimes as often as it was killing the bad guys. So I opted not to do that. But I think it fits in. I think I did a good job. All right, guys. Until I see you next time, have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.